Yo, what up, y'all? It's your boy Rob coming back at you once again with another live stream. So before we get started, you already know what to do. If you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you hit the bell icon twice. Smash the like button, share this video out to all of your followers, and let's get it cracking. All right. So shouts out to everybody that comes in. You guys already know what to do. Make sure y'all bang that like button. All right. Make sure that you say what's up to your boy. If you guys watch the replays, make sure that you guys leave a comment on the replay. If you haven't subbed up to all of the backup channels, if you haven't subbed up to my other social media, do that, do that, do that. How many of you guys saw the thumbnail? How many of you guys read the title? We're going to start this video out with a little video clip featuring everybody's favorite black person, Candace Owens, and Matt Walsh. Now, I don't know if you guys have seen any of the Matt Walsh reaction videos that I've done, but I've actually reacted to Matt Walsh before, mainly his gender conversations, because it seems like not very many people have a working understanding of how reality works anymore. But what we're going to do is we're going to test the understanding. We're going to have a discussion about this. Shouts out to my man Terrence Jackson in the building. What up with it, bro? What's good with you? So, who saw the title? Hopefully, you guys saw the title and you don't believe me, because guess what? I'm about to prove it to you. Shouts out to Faith Enlightened over there on Facebook. Make sure you guys go to Facebook, follow the page, follow the group, post stuff there. You know what I'm saying? Send your boy info there. You know what I'm saying? So we can get this content popping off. Let's get it.
Giving us any spoilers. Did you ever get your answer to the question? I mean, we've got Supreme Court justices that cannot answer this question. What is a woman? It's a big question now.
Well, I mean, I did get, we got an answer in the end. Yeah, we got a lot of different answers, but we did get a correct answer at the very end. I won't say anything else because it's a big spoiler.
I need everybody in the comment section to give me an answer to this question. What is a woman? Also, if anybody's having issues with YouTube, make sure that you guys let your boy know. All right. If you guys got a notification, if you didn't, make sure you guys do the survey in the chat. Okay.
Okay. Did you ever in your life think that you would have to make a documentary to answer a question that once upon a time was so basic? When I say once upon a time, I'm talking 5 or 6 years ago. I may be a little bit further, but when I was coming up in school, this was not a big question, a difficult question to answer. Now you're walking up to women, you're asking them the question, and they're completely stumped by this.
Now, here's my question for the women. For all the women, I need everybody that's a woman in here to answer this question. What is a woman? To all of the guys, to all of the men in here, I need you guys to answer the question, what is a man?
Inquisition.
Yeah, I mean, I think 10 years ago, if you had told me, I would have been pretty floored that this is a conversation. Although one thing we get into in the film, and there's so many aspects to gender ideology that it's like 90 minutes can't even begin to cover it. So there are all these different avenues that I hope other people make movies to follow. So, for example, we spend a brief amount of time getting into the history of where this stuff came from, where gender ideology came from. And it goes back, I mean,
here's my question. Where did gender ideology come from? Gender ideology. How did gender ideology originate? Where did it come from? You guys are already a question behind. What's a man? What's a woman? Third question. Where did gender ideology come from? Where did it originate? Why is it here?
Arguably, it goes back, into the 19th century, but certainly it goes back to the mid 20th century with two guys we talk about, John Money and Alfred Kinsey. And that's where the seed was planted. So although 10 years ago, if I had known that what is woman would be a controversial question, I would have been surprised by that. That's only because I and most other people weren't aware of what was.
Fourth question. Why is what is a woman a controversial question? That is a normal question that should have a very straightforward answer. There is nothing gray about that black and white question. If you guys agree with that, give me a thumbs up in the comment section. If you disagree, give me a thumbs down. Faith Enlightened says giving birth naturally to babies and having biological anatomies
was already happening and kind of bubbling under the surface and making its way through our institutions, especially academia. And that had been going on for decades before.
What's really interesting is that I graduated high school with not a single transgendered individual.
Yeah.
And now that being trans it's like, you know, the new black, they still aren't trans, right? They're just some.
How is being trans the new black? Let's start right there. Somebody help me out with that. Why is a black person saying that? What is the value of that statement? How is being trans the new black? What does that mean? What does that mean coming from a Candace Owens? I want you guys to understand what she just said. She said, being trans is the new black. Pirate said, I am a woman. I give birth.
Like, you know, the new black, they still aren't trans, right? They're just, some people are lesbian.
Trans is the new black. What is the old black? Terrence Jackson says it means that there are people that can be frowned upon. Now, here's my question. Who is it easier to frown upon, black people or trans people?
Before.
What's really interesting is that I graduated high school with not a single transgendered individual.
Yeah.
And now that being trans it's like, you know, the new black, they still aren't.
What I find fascinating and what I find reality is that trans people aren't trying to escape being trans, but black people are trying to escape being black by assimilating LGBTQ community. What does that tell you about what? I haven't seen any trans people other than Rachel Dolezal attempt to be black, but I see black people running from being black, attempting to accentuate being trans. So what does that mean? And is that accurate? Terrence says it means that there are people that can be frowned upon. I think I read that already, but I agree with that. And my question would be, who is it easier to frown upon? Who do you benefit the more from frowning? Who do you benefit more from frowning upon?
Aren't trans, right? They're just, some people are lesbian, some people were gay. Now it is, you go into a classroom and there's 5 or 6 people that identify as transgendered. How is that happening? How is it possible that all of these generations prior, we understood, by the way, I learned in psychology class, what gender dysphoria was. This used to be considered a mental illness, like bipolarism, like anorexia. I talked extensively in my book about my chapter on anorexia. Thank goodness nobody was like, well, you're allowed to just be anorexic and we're going to give you gastric bypass surgery even though you're 100 pounds. How did we get here? I think every family has somewhere tucked away an old shoebox of old photos and maybe some videos and camcorders of their family. The solution is Legacy Box. It's the simplest and safest way to
I'm going to fast forward past this Legacy Box commercial real quick, ladies and gentlemen. And real quick, guys, if everybody smashes that like button, that would help us out.
The latest Gallup poll, they had, I think it's something like 20% of Gen Z identifies as LGBT, and a significant portion identify as trans. If you trace it back to the generations, what you find actually is that starting with like our grandparents' generation, starting there and then going up, LGBT identification has exactly doubled generation over generation over generation. And this obviously is not something that's just happening.
Now, here's my question for you guys. You guys ain't doing real well with answering questions today. We must be coming with some hard ones. Why is the gender identification doubling? Why is that happening? What are your thoughts on that?
Naturally, this is all by design. And I think with trans in particular, we talk about in the film the kind of social contagion aspect of this, where these ideas are, I mean, they're all over Hollywood and media, especially social media. which is where kids spend all of their time anyway. So they're in school, and this is part of the peer culture in school, is the gender fluidity. And then they go home, but they never leave the peer culture. So then they go home and they're still on their phones the whole time. So they just never escape this world, and it's beat into their heads. And I think part of what's happening is that, I mean, you mentioned anorexia, other things that people have struggled with in the past. Girls in particular have been susceptible to eating disorders and other struggles like that. And I think so. What that tells us is that, especially when you're a young person, and especially a girl, but this applies to boys too, there are struggles that are kind of just a part of growing up, feeling.
Now, here's my question. Do you all believe that the psychology that contributes to the idea of LGBTQ, do you all believe that that's a dysphoria or a dysmorphia? If you guys do, give me some thumbs up in the chat. If you don't, give me some thumbs down and explain to me why. Terrence says they aren't real issues, but it's needed for propaganda purposes. Now, here's my question. What propaganda? What is it that you think that they're using this to attempt as an end goal?
Especially going through puberty, you feel kind of alien in your own body. The changes are happening hormonally, physically, that feel strange. And that's always a struggle. It's normal. Now, society comes along and gives the girls in particular a framework for understanding their discomfort, where they say, oh, well, if you feel that way, it means you're actually.
Real quick, guys, shouts out to Faith Enlightened. Faith Enlightened says, I'm over here now, but damn, I had to literally scroll on search for this YouTube live. I caught it on Facebook, but I'm still not getting any notification pop-ups on YouTube. Anyway, I'm here though. So what I want you guys to do is make sure you guys are filling out the survey in the chat. All right. And you guys know how that works. All the notifications will not go out if people aren't smashing that like button. Right now, we have, let me see how many likes that we have. Right now, we got 5 likes. We got 6 people watching. If everybody could smash that like button, that would be great. If you got a notification, throw a thumbs up in the chat. If you did not get a notification, give me a thumbs down. As you guys can see, there's far less people in the video than there usually are. You know what I'm saying? So we got YouTube working against us. So that means we got to work extra hard.
A boy,
right?
Whereas in the past, we would have said to them, "Oh, this is a phase. You'll grow out of it. You'll get past it." We don't say that anymore. Now we take this thing, which is a phase, and we turn it into an
identity. Right. And that's what's so bizarre, because I can't imagine, like, when I was going through anorexia, having a society that would stand up and be like, no, yes, you are fat. Like, you're 100 pounds, but you are very fat and you should get gastric bypass surgery. And yet we have this confirmation that's taking place. And I don't really understand how they're able to delineate. Right. So now when we start seeing these stories of people that are trans species, well, I don't have a problem with trans species if you're telling me that transgenderism is real. Like, if a person can wake.
So now here we're talking. Now we move into talking about trans species. So what I need you guys to do in the comment section is let me know, what do you guys think trans species is? Have you ever heard of trans speciesism? Yeah, that's right. Trans speciesism.
Wake up and say, I'm a boy. I actually was born a girl, but actually today I'm a boy. How are you able to say to an individual that thinks that they're a snake, hey, actually, no, you're not a snake, you're a human being? Like, how, I don't understand, when you're speaking to these professionals in their field, how they're able to delineate.
Now, again, I don't like to agree with Candace Owens, because Candace Owens is a anti-Black moron. She's a sellout, white supremacist, self-hating Black person. But a broken clock is right twice a day, and this is one of those times when that broken clock is right. This is my first exposure to trans speciesism. If this is your first exposure to trans speciesism, let me know in the comment section. Shouts out to my man Albie Black. My man Albie Black said, what in the hell y'all talking about? That's a good question.
Before you answer that question, I actually want to show a clip of a wolf person that you met, because I think that
I met a wolf. Yeah.
Why not?
The very first wolf person was Denzel Washington on training day. Shouts out to Denzel Washington. You guys remember that? You a wolf. You out here in these streets. You a wolf. Oh, oh, oh. Come on, let me hear you. Let me hear you sound like a wolf. Let me hear you howl.
So now we are seeing kids that are identifying as animals going to school, and they are purring.
That's absurd. First and foremost, I just want to, before we even go any further into that madness, I just want to establish that I feel that this is absolutely insane. And yes, you're hearing this right.
They're able to delineate. And before you answer that question, I actually want to show a clip of a wolf person that you met, because I think that
I met a wolf, yeah.
why not?
So now we are seeing kids that are identifying as animals going to school, and they are purring instead of answering questions, and they meow. And the teachers are not allowed to question it because it's considered a queer identity.
What do you guys think about that? I know you guys are hearing this. We're now sitting up here identifying ourselves as an animal, and you're not allowed to say that it's not real because they're saying that it's a queer identity. You're an animal. You're self-identifying as a wolf out here. They're doing this in the schools with kids.
Clip of a wolf person that you met, because I think that
I met a wolf, yeah.
why not?
My man Albie Black says we have officially crossed into Bizarro world. Yeah, I gotta agree with that. If you guys agree with Albie Black that we have officially moved into Bizarro world, give me that thumbs up in the chat.
So now we are seeing kids that are identifying as animals going to school, and they are purring instead of answering questions, and they meow.
Right.
And the teachers are not allowed to question it because it's considered a queer identity.
So
here's my question. Do you guys see what YouTube is doing as far as with the viewership? 9 people watching, 8 people watching. It's never like that. We're going to be hammering on these kind of topics. So get used to it. You know what I'm saying?
you have kids that are going to school and they're saying, I'm a cat.
Mhm.
And the teachers have to affirm them as a cat.
Yes. So it's
So
not
schools
just
are
the
like
young ones.
literal.
So this is what I'm now. How do you guys feel about this going down at the schools? And I mean, like, my question is like this is one of the reasons why we're so behind in a lot of things, because look at the numbers. There's just not a lot of interest in actual real world issues. In my opinion, that's shameful, but it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? You're looking at the people who feel that this kind of stuff is important to discuss. They don't look like us. Probably a reason why, probably a contributing reason to why they efficiently get things done politically. You know what I mean? So now my man Terrence says, is it true they can't say anything, or is she just pulling that out of her ass? Now, I'll tell you what, I don't know, because this is my first exposure to this, but trust me, bro, we're going to be hammering this. We're going to be watching this like a hawk.
And they are purring instead of answering questions, and they meow. And the teachers are not allowed to question it because it's considered a queer identity.
So you have kids that are going to school and they're saying, I'm a cat.
Mhm.
And the teachers have to.
Shout out to my man AJ. What up with it, bro? What's good with you?
Affirm them as a cat.
Yes. So it's
So
not
schools
just
are
the
like
young ones.
literal zoos now, basically.
They are.
I am a 27-year-old transgender woman. I am a wolf therian.
So how are you? You're transgender and you're a wolf. I just want to make sure we're like, I really need to make sure that people digest this. I really need to make sure that we're understanding exactly what's going on here. Does everybody understand what's going on here? I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. I don't. I've never seen anything this bizarre in my entire life. And ladies and gentlemen, we have 6 likes right now. If everybody smashes the like button, we'll have 17. So please make sure that you smash that like button. All right. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, subscribe. If you haven't shared the video out, please make sure you share. And also make sure that you're subscribed to my backup channels.
I met a wolf. Yeah.
Why not?
So now we are seeing kids that are identifying as animals going to school, and they are purring instead of answering questions, and they meow. And the teachers are not allowed to question it because it's considered a queer identity.
So you have kids that are going to school and they're saying, I'm a cat.
Mhm.
And the teachers have to affirm them as a cat.
Yes. So it's
So
not
schools
just
are
the
like
young ones.
literal zoos now.
So now here's my question, and this is what I want people to do. I want you guys to make sure that you're paying attention and watching as you guys get articles or see things. If you see anything that sounds like this or looks like this, because I have questions, and I gotta agree with my man Terrence. I don't know, man. Like, I want to know where is this school and where are these teachers? And let's get an interview with these teachers. Now, that's what I'm going to be trying to do. I'm going to try to start getting some interviews and stuff like that with some of these crazy ass people so we can actually have it on the books, so we can actually have the record of them saying this insanity. Shouts out to Val Williams. What up with it, Val? Good to see you as always.
Basically.
They are.
I am a 27-year-old transgender woman. I am a wolf therian and a member of the furry fandom.
When and how did you discover this inner wolfness?
Probably around age 10 or 11. I was watching an anime about wolves and see the wolf running across the screen, and I'm somehow just intrinsic.
So my question to you guys, everybody that's watching, is when did you all discover your inner wolfness? Have you gotten in touch with your inner wolf lately?
Answering questions, and they meow. And the teachers are not allowed to question it because it's considered a queer identity.
So you have kids that are going to school and they're saying, I'm a cat.
Mhm.
And the teachers have to affirm them as a cat.
Yes. So it's
So
not
schools
just
are
the
like
young ones.
literal zoos now, basically.
They are.
I am a 27-year-old transgender woman. I am a wolf therian and a member of the furry fandom.
When and how did you discover this inner wolfness?
Probably around age 10 or 11. I was watching an anime about wolves and see the wolf running across the screen, and I'm somehow just intrinsically like, oh, that's me.
Have you spent any time around biological?
I don't routinely do that. No, I can't say I do. You know what I'm saying? I can't say I do. Shouts out to my man D-Buck over there on Twitch. If you guys aren't subscribed on Twitch, make sure you take a moment and do that. Has anyone else ever had these urges, or ever had any identity struggling? Some people identify with their zodiac sign. You know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes that can be an issue. Has anyone else ever been this confused? You know what I'm saying? If you guys can tell us about your experience, just share it with us. You guys remember that song by Tupac? I see you are in pain. Share it with us. I see your inner wolfness. Share it with us.
Wolves?
Yes.
That sounds dangerous also. What context are you?
So I was a volunteer with a preserve, and I've also visited many wolf preserves.
Are you able to communicate with the wolves?
Am I going to have a...
Shouts out to my man Mike Mellis John, B1 and O. Not one of these LGBTQ themed furries again. Bro, this is insane. I didn't know that this extent of things was going on. This is wild. And when I say wild, I'm not talking wild animal, this crazy ass individual here sitting up here talking about that damn wolf. I'm talking about this is for real crazy. Like for real, forever, ever. Yeah, forever, ever. You know what I'm saying? This is some interesting shit. Real quick, ladies and gentlemen, we got 13 people watching and we got 9 likes. Everybody, please take a moment. Make sure you smash that like button. You know what I'm saying? If you have already liked the video, show some love in the chat. Drop some thumbs up and some radiation emojis.
Conversation with a wolf in the way that I'm communicating you and I? Obviously not. Am I going to read their body language, respond appropriately to their behaviors and their nonverbal cues? Yes.
Would you be able to give us an example of this wolf communication?
No. I'm not comfortable doing so.
Okay. All right.
So I watched.
Wait a minute. How are you not wait, look, first she did this. Hold on real quick. Wait a minute. Hold on real quick. First she did this.
They are.
I am a 27.
Now she's sitting up there talking about she ain't comfortable giving wolf communication. But you was just comfortable doing it there though.
No. I'm not comfortable doing so.
Okay. All right.
So I watched that, and I'm observing.
Shouts out to Kareem.
Sick individual, and what I like is that
with you, bro?
He is speaking to you like you're the mentally ill one. He's like, well, obviously not. When I communicate to the wolves, it's not in the normal way that you and I communicate, Matt. Like, don't be an idiot, Matt. What's going through your head? Because you have this remarkable ability to keep a very straight face and to listen and to try to accept the information that they are giving you.
Yeah, I think that was the idea in the film, was as much as I, particularly with some of the, we talked to
Shouts out to Robin Ann Battle. She says, maybe I should identify as a bird, maybe a robin. I mean, that would actually be convenient with the name and all. I don't know where you get the feathers from, you know what I'm saying? But you definitely got the name. Are you able to chirp? All you gotta do is just listen to some rap music. You know what I'm saying? If you can do that shit, you're well on your way.
Quote unquote gender affirming pediatrician who drugs kids and those sorts of people in particular. I very much wanted to just yell at her and get into an argument, but we thought it'd be much more effective to let them talk and just ask questions. Let gender ideologies.
All right, that's what's up. We got Val Williams in the building. Val saved everybody. Val gave the definition of a woman, and again, we got 13 people in here now, so maybe we can get some more definitions. Val says, when asked, what is a woman is an adult female who can give birth to children and has a natural menstrual cycle. If you guys agree with that answer, give me a thumbs up in the chat. If you disagree, give me a thumbs down and let me know what your answer is.
Sort of hang itself. And so that's the strategy in that and every other interview. It's just kind of like, what we found is basic questions are a powerful tool, but also silence. Like, because what they want to do is they want to give you their talking point, which is like a sentence long, and then move on to the next question and just leave it at that. So if you just remain silent, let them keep, let's hear more about that. And then you find that that's all they got. They don't have, whatever your question is, they have a sentence, they have their party line, they have nothing beyond that. And then, so that's when things begin to, quickly break down for them.
Right. And they get upset. They suddenly start getting very uncomfortable, even though you're being calm and you're being very kind to them. You can see that he suddenly gets very uncomfortable. And what's interesting to me, what strikes me about that conversation, is him saying, I got this idea when I was 11 and I was watching anime, right? Like, okay, so you were a child and you were a fantastical child, as all children are. Children are fantastical. They can make up things in their head. They're wildly imaginative. And you just saw a wolf on TV and decided, I'm a wolf too, right?
Yeah.
When did we start pretending that every thought that a child has is legitimate? And why are we pretending that every thought that a child has is legitimate?
Now, in my opinion, I think that that's a good question. And I'm curious, what do you guys think about that? Because what I'm trying to figure out is, why is it that this is being legitimized? It doesn't make any sense. When I say it doesn't make any sense, like, I'm dead serious. Like, this is absolutely insane. That's a fact. Mike Miller says, Candace needs to be careful. That backwards furry is still part of her fan base. That's a fact. That backwards furry is still paying them bills at the Owens house, and she got kids to feed. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I think the why of that, it goes all the way down to what gendered ideology is, which is an assault on truth. And that's why so many of the interviews I had with people always came back to, I was talking to Pontius Pilate every time. It always came back to, what is truth? Whose truth are we talking about? Because that's
Shouts
really
out to
what
Carla.
this
What up with it,
this
Carla?
This is the project of relativism. You know, the world is relative to your own desires.
Uh-oh. So we got two people that said that they didn't get a notification. You guys, please make sure as you come in that you do the survey in the chat. There's a survey that asks if you got a notification and if you didn't. And also in the chat, if you got a notification for this stream, please make sure you show a thumbs up. If you did not, make sure that you put in 3 angry faces. Okay.
You can create your own universe and reality for yourself. And obviously when you establish that, then of course you're going to have people that identify as animals. That's, 5, 6, 7 years ago when the right was saying, oh, soon we're going to have people identifying as animals, and the left said that's ridiculous. But this is always the way it works, right?
Now, I hate to say this because we just listened to that outraged right-wing guy who was upset because the melanin people were saying that we've come up with everything first. But I can show a video where Neely Fuller Jr. said, I like bear. I want to go get me a bear. Just saying. So we do come up with a lot of this stuff first. Shouts out to Black Pill Neely. You know what I'm saying?
Right, where the right has the slippery slope argument, the left says that'll never happen, and then 5 years later it's happening. But of course it's going to happen because, especially with kids, as you said, I mean, if you tell kids that they can be anything they want to be and it's all about their own perception, then a lot of them are going to identify as animals because that's fun. I mean,
Also, they're going to die because, I've babysat kids that think they're mermaids, don't want to get out of the water. They want to be Superman and jump off of buildings. A lot of kids are going to die if we pretend there's no such thing as reality.
They're going to die from that, and they're also going to die from a life of trying to live in despair, rejecting your true self. And that.
Now, here's my question. What happens when people have bulimia and anorexia? Are we going to say that those people are actually too fat and actually too skinny? Are we going to say that? Shouts out to my man U-Law. What's good with it, bro? And real quick, ladies and gentlemen, we got 22 people in the building. We almost got 20 likes. We got 14 right now. Please, everybody, make sure y'all smash that like button. Help your boy out. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, I pay very close attention to that like and view ratio. I'm telling you, pay close attention. I want y'all to notice this stuff.
That's what leads to, the enormous amount of suicides you see among trans people and everything else. And this is not because of bullying or anything that they claim. It's because when someone is trying to live in a way that rejects their natural identity, that's a life of despair.
I spoke to a man who transitioned to a woman and then transitioned back and does a lot of work in this space. And he actually clarified for me that actually suicide rates go up after they transition. They don't go down. So this idea that it's because they're not being accepted or they're not being able to transition and that's what's making them suicidal isn't right at all. It's actually once they go through with these life-changing surgery, you chop your penis off, you turn your colon into a vagina, then you kind of get into this place of depression and realizing that.
Now, do you all think, now we all know that there's hormonal therapy and there's tissue manipulation. Do you think that these gender transformation surgeries that people have, because of how they affect tissues that could generate hormones, do you think that has an impact on people's mental state? Let me know what you guys think about that question in the comment section.
Your entire life has been a lie, and that a cosmetic procedure didn't help to fix that, and in many ways made things worse. Thanks for joining me on this segment of Candace. All
right, so there's that. All right. So now this same wolf person was on a show called This Morning. All right. And I want you guys to pay very close attention to her because she says that she was born a human, like most of us were. I should say, like most of us claim to be. But she identifies as a wolf. I don't. She identifies as a wolf.
Nice.
Now this is interesting. Look at this. Look at this. This video here says we have sex with planet Earth. We do. Meet the ecosexuals who have married Mother Nature. Okay. That definitely is. We're gonna check that video out. We're definitely gonna check that video out. That's one good thing about like international TV and watching those British shows. There's always some extremely strange shit going on there, so it's always good for some content. Yeah, they literally out here humping trees. Ain't nobody humping around if you love somebody. Yeah, I'm gonna be checking that channel out for sure. Woman is spiritually a wolf, but she refrains from howling in public. How nice of her. You know what I'm saying? So as you guys can see, this is an article here from New York Times, and this article has a picture from the interview that we just watched. This woman is spiritually a wolf, but she refrains from howling in public. And mind you, when we say woman, that's deceiving. Why is that deceiving? Al says, Rob, just when I thought things were already strange, you go deeper. Bro, man, listen, bro. Listen. You know what I'm saying? Al says, look, Al said that we go deeper, right? Man, I think it's about time to go back to the AI series. You guys remember the AI series? If you guys missed the AI series, give me a thumbs up in the chat. You know what I'm saying? If we need to get back on that, that comes around every so often. You know what I'm saying? So now here it says Naye Okami works as an online investigator, but spiritually identifies as a wolf. This name sounds kind of Asian. The transgender 27-year-old gained attention after explaining as much on the UK daytime TV show This Morning on Monday. While Okami acknowledges that her body is in fact human, she told the program's host that she psychologically believes that she is a British Columbian wolf. Now, here's my question. When you psychologically believe something that's not true in physical reality, what is that called? What is that called? You know what I'm saying? So now here it says, I don't physically believe that I am a wolf, said the Seattle native on the show. The Daily Mail reported. It's more a spiritual and psychological identification as a wolf. Like, I'm totally aware I'm human, but by the same token, spiritually, I'm a wolf. In addition to identifying as a transgender, a fact Okami revealed to her social media followers in 2017 before legally changing her gender in November of 2019. She also, look at this. She also identifies as otherkin, meaning that she does not identify entirely as human. How's that work? She doesn't identify entirely as human. Today, I identify as a transformer. I'm Megatron today. Now, here's my question. Why is it funny if I do it? Why is it a joke if I do it, right? But it's real if she does it. And ladies and gentlemen, we got 19 likes. If everybody that's watching the stream smashes that like button, y'all, we will be up over 20. You know what I'm saying? Which you guys know we got to try to get that 100. You know what I'm saying? So now here it says the crux of an otherkin identity, however, is how she perceives herself and not how she lives her daily life. How she perceives herself. The crux of an otherkin identity is how she perceives herself and not how she lives her daily life, she clarified. So what if white people collectively perceive themselves as superior to other races of people? Now what? What's the implications of that? How does that affect anybody that's alive today? So now here it says, I think a lot of people have a misconception that I am physically a wolf. I don't think anybody on the planet has that misconception except you. I think everybody else is pretty damn clear that you're not a wolf. I'm a matter of fact, I think like most people are fucking clear of that. I don't think that that's something that needs to be explained. You know what I'm saying? I have a serious job. I pay my bills. This is how I spiritually express myself, she said on This Morning. Still, she has found a way to incorporate her wolf identity into her life in a socially acceptable manner. Who's saying that this is socially acceptable? Do you all socially accept this? One of the things I do with a nonprofit is investigate trafficking child predators. So my thing is basically this is a I thought that was Lil Nas X. I was about to say no way. So look at this real quick. I just want to show you guys this. Dwayne Wade and Gabriel Union, they spend equal time in front of mirrors. I don't know why that's worthy of an article, but there was the article. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know what to say. Now, here's my thing. This is what's funny. I think that this kind of stuff right here, if we were in Florida, this would all fall under that don't say gay bill, which I find fascinating because now we're moving beyond gender to now we're just sitting up here saying that we're certain kinds of animals and shit. Here we go. She's doing it again. Woman explains why she identifies as a wolf. There is no reason why you identify as a wolf other than you crazy as all hell. There's no other reason why you identify as a damn wolf. I'm totally aware I'm human, but spiritually I'm a wolf. No, you're not totally aware that you're a human, because if your ass was aware that you were a human, then in most cases you'd be spiritually a human. Like this lady ain't even talking about Zodiac. Anybody want to petition for Ron DeSantis to start a Don't Cry Wolf bill? You know what I'm saying? A woman has explained why she spiritually identifies as a wolf. You know what I'm saying? So this is coming from the same excerpt that we saw, the morning talk. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think we need to read this either. We know why she identifies as a wolf. I mean, I just, now what? And on that Matt Walsh video, they said that you're not allowed to say that this isn't real or this isn't true in school, because this is considered a queer identity, which means that it's protected. So yeah, this is bizarre. You know what I'm saying? This is one of the weirdest streams that I've ever done. You know what I'm saying? So there's that. Now, I have a couple other streams that I wanted to do. But what I think is, I think I'm only going to be able to get to one of them. I'm going to try to get to all of them, but I think that I'm only going to be able to get to one of them. But if I'm not able to get to all of them, we will start the day out tomorrow with the one that I had planned on doing. If you guys see any good content, any good videos, any good topics that you want me to go over, make sure you guys are subscribed to the Facebook page. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the backup channels. Make sure you guys are subscribed on IG. Shoot me all of that stuff. Your boy will try to get it into the form of a video or a live stream. You know what I'm saying? You guys voted on the poll and you guys voted against short videos. You guys voted for streams only. So that's what we will be doing. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, y'all, that's the end of this stream. Your boy will be back momentarily with another one. All right. So if you guys haven't smashed that like button, please make sure you smash the like button. Please, 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 ladies and gentlemen, at the end of the streams, make sure you guys leave a comment at the end of the stream. That definitely helps. And I will catch you all on the next one. All right. Peace.